Good morning, pilgrims. It is day 12 of the Camino Francés in reverse, day 43 from Sevilla to Rome. And I'm saying goodbye to El Asebo, the town where I stayed last night, the first one on the Bierzo wine region, which it was incredible walking through here. The climb yesterday was a good one. Yes, it was. And it was only halfway there. Now I have to face the second half of the climb to Cruz de Fierro, where I will be leaving, you heard that right, I will be leaving my compostella there. This might be my most controversial video yet, but then again, it is a part of the rituals that I do here on the Camino, and I usually tend to burn my compostellas in Fisterra, and I'll explain why, of course. Now, why, Ephraim, why are you leaving your compostella at Cruz de Fierro? The compostella, the most prized possession for any pilgrim, especially those that started in Sarria. Well, let me give you a little history of how I got to this point. It all started in 2017, of course, when I did my first Camino, and reading in the guidebook, I read the whole thing about the ritual when you get to Fisterra, that you're supposed to do three things. You're supposed to take a bath in the ocean, watch the sunset, and then burn an article that you carry with you the entire way. Now, we know the controversies about burning things in Fisterra. I learned about this later on, not at the time, of course. And I did see signs of shoes and clothes that were burned there by the lighthouse. My clothes, I tried to burn my socks and they were synthetic and they would not catch fire. So that was preventing me from doing that. Now then I started thinking, if you're gonna sacrifice something, your socks, your underwear, that's not a true sacrifice. How about burning the most precious possession that you can have? In the old hunting culture tradition, a sacrifice was something made to the gods to appease them or to ask for a favor. And what would they sacrifice? A virgin, not the town's whore. It has to be something pure and really valuable, something that you're giving for something else that you're getting in return. In the vegetable culture, it was something that would be buried to be brought back to life. So, the whole idea of burning your compostella came to me as a way of saying, I learned the lesson, it's all about the journey and not the destination. Then you go onto the Facebook forums and you see everybody complaining about why all the pilgrims are only doing the last 100 kilometers because they want the compostella. And then I have my issues when I was in the pilgrim's office one day. I had like a moment there. It was kind of like an epiphany, you might say, where I was in line waiting for my turn. And I see this guy from that works there go into an office and bring out a stack about this thick of compostellas to be handed out. And then now, of course, they don't even write your name on it. They just print it out. They don't even fill out the information. You do that yourself when you get the QR codes. So it's just a printout. Doesn't say where you started, where you ended. It just says your name. And I don't know, man. If there's something to be sacrificed, if there's something to be included in all my little rituals that I have when I do the Camino, that I mentioned to you guys before, culminating in reaching Santiago, drinking wine out of my scallop shell, now approaching the square barefoot, glancing over all the stamps on my credencial. Now, if you don't agree with me, I have no issues with that. By all means, get your compostella, frame it in your house, put it up in the wall, or like what most people do, they just leave it in the tube, in a drawer for years to come. So that is kind of like the reason why I started burning them. I have burned 3 already. And on this one, I'm not going that way, I'm going to Rome. So I brought it with me with the intention of doing something special with it. And then I came across the Cruz de Fierro, a very special point on the Camino for many pilgrims, where the tradition goes that you're supposed to bring a pebble, a stone. Some people bring pictures of their family members, or they write letters, or you name it. But the whole idea is that you bring a burden, that you're gonna leave it there at the base of the cross, get it off your shoulder, and move on. So that's what I will be doing with the Compostela from the Via de la Plata. I will frame it there, put it on the pole, and on I go. And that's it. There's nothing behind it other than that. This is not clickbaiting. I'm not doing this for attention. So I think this is easier. You know, this is easier for people to take, leaving it at a special place, than setting it up in flames. For me, they both represent the same thing. Letting go of the trophy, the participation trophy, and realizing that it's all about the journey and not the destination. Or as that famous saying goes, when you find yourself on a journey and the end keeps getting further and further away, then you realize that the true end is the journey. This series is sponsored by Rejuvenate Advanced Vitality Cream. Moisturize your skin. Gentle, no irritants. Rejuvenate, where nature meets science. Can't believe that I have this place all to myself. When I arrived, there was a large group of pilgrims on a tour bus. But as I was getting ready, putting this together, they all started to leave, and eventually I found myself here by myself. And then the owner of an albergue on the Camino Primitivo recognized me. Today's just been crazy, the coincidence with her. I met 2 other subscribers on my way here. And it's just been an incredible morning and an incredible moment here. All right, there it is. Enjoy while it lasts, because I think every few months or every year they clean this up and they take everything down. So if you pass by and it is still here, take a picture, send it to my channel, to my Facebook page, and it'll be nice. All right, let's start the descent now. Foncebadón, a town with a weird name, but it came back to life, thanking part to the pilgrims, because all these are now albergues and bars for us to stay up here. I saw a guy passed out on the lawn there taking in the sun, and I decided to stop, of course, and have a beer to celebrate and to enjoy the views of what's coming up ahead. La Meseta. Can't believe that I've been in the mountains already for like I don't know, close to a month. I entered the mountains on the Via de la Plata when I left on the Sanabres, and I've been up here ever since. And man, I've had it all. I've had snow, wind, rain, the sun, and now it's just great weather all around. I think we've been lucky for the last week, and I've been seeing the weather forecast, and it looks I'm gonna have great weather for the next week as well. So all around, very thankful for that. Can't believe that I'm entering La Meseta this way. It's gonna happen after Astorga, because today I'm staying almost at the top of the climb for the pilgrims coming this way. And then tomorrow it will be a nice descent to Astorga. And from Astorga on is La Meseta until we make it to León. No, not León, Burgos. I got it all backwards now in my mind. Just in case. Well, here we are in Rabanal after walking for 5 hours and 43 minutes, 18.3 kilometers. Made it here 2 in the afternoon, perfect timing. And now I got options, I got two. One is the Donativo place and the other one is the municipal. Which one should I choose? Let's check them out. Not bad. Not bad at all. I'm liking this Donativo place. I got here at 2, had to wait for half an hour for them to open and then process me. And I'm in this open dorm with 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20 spaces for people to stay. This is a Donativo burger run by an English organization. We got the showers over here. There's a kitchen. There are 2 bars in town, or 2 restaurants, and also there's the one in Pilar that I stayed there already a few times. So that's probably where I'm gonna head right now to have a lunch. And great place. So here we are in the empty streets of Rabanal, another one of these towns like the one where I stayed yesterday, that has this quiet quality to it that is special. It's special and it is hard to find on the Camino. Now, the albergue where I'm staying today, oh my God, I hit the jackpot. It has a huge backyard with an incredible view. and we just got there together and had tea time where we had a long conversation talking about everything about Camino related. And I came to this restaurant to have lunch this afternoon, but it is closed on Thursdays. That's how it goes. There's another one down the street, and I went for lunch to Albergue El Pilar, where I have stayed already twice before. And the meal was good. Now, what else? I'm not doing laundry today. I think I'm gonna wait until I get to Astorga and just pile it all in together and just, do one load in the washer and the dryer. And I really hope that my actions today did not offend you in any way, shape, or form. And I also think that I need a little space in our relationship where I can try new things, things that are meaningful to me, even if you don't agree with them. I think that would be a healthy relationship that we can have. Now, this afternoon, I'm going to be having dinner at the albergue across up the street. There's a mass here with the pilgrim's blessing around 7, and just rest and enjoy my last full day in the mountains, because tomorrow we're gone. We're going to Astorga, another great town on the Camino, famous. That's where the Via de la Plata connects with the Camino Francés. If I would have kept going instead of making the left turn on the Camino Sanabres, I would have reached Astorga in a few days. And from Astorga on, of course, we got La Meseta. New stage in the journey as always. I guess I'll see you guys tomorrow bright and early, 7:30. Let's make it 8. See you then.